One of the strangest things I've seen in my life is people becoming envious, especially when making a move that is not appropriate for them. There are reasons why you should stay in a job, and there are reasons you should quit a job. So I'm going to do two parts of this. The first one is about why you should quit a job, and number two, why you should not quit a job. The first part, why you should quit a job and why you should move to another job, is because companies have a limit on your salary, but the expectations could change at any point in time. That's one reason. Okay, so let's say your job role is task ABC. Now tomorrow they give you task DEF on top of that, right? To some degree that's helpful, to some degree it's not. If there are more opportunities, you should move, because there are limits to how much increase they can give you. On average, you have to be, jumping to mountains to achieve like 4% or 10%, or 10% is even rare. That's one, right? And that's already captured by inflation, right? And on top of that, they don't adjust for things like, you're taking on other tasks that other teammates have done for you, okay? But don't be envious if moving is not an option for you. Because when you're trying to support someone, you should not move, especially if you need that security. And let's say you have a partner and one is playing safe and one is playing risk, right? So when you're playing safe, you cannot just keep on moving because you might have a family to support. Don't be envious that people have that freedom, because playing that card of freedom and keeping to move might not be a card that you should be playing. Don't be envious, right? Another example is like insurance. A lot of people say, hey, I need insurance. But most of the people I talk to that want to get insurance have this problem that they will exceed their disposable income once we talk budget, right? So how do you determine your disposable income? That is, go to your BAR 2928, the deduction of that, minus 12% VAT, minus your fixed expenses and variable expenses. That's your disposable income. If you're paying more than that, that means you have to do overtime, you have to overwork yourself, you might get unhealthy. Then why did you get insurance in the first place? It's not for you to play, right? So don't be envious, because some cards are not for you to play. And you cannot regret doing a move that you would regret more doing a move that is not appropriate for your situation, right? One common reason I'm hearing is like, no, I want the best for my children. If something bad happens, whatever, right? But if that made you sick from overworking and not having quality time with your kids, I find that's a bit crazy for me. That's my perspective. You might have a different lens. But that's the reason why you shouldn't be envious of other people, and why you should not take other risks, jumping and moving, right? Going back to the first part, why you should move is also opportunities arise and the market corrects itself by competitive wages. So somebody on another market in the same sector might pay for you more because they realize your value, right? And there's also evaluations that happen every fixed term, right? So let's say evaluations only happen every 6 months or 12 months. And after that, you would have another 6 months or 3 months to adjust your salary. So there is that delay. And unless that doesn't happen, you have a fixed income and then you have delayed gratification, then you should be moving, especially if you know the value that you're providing is a lot more, right? Go to negotiate. That's an opportunity to negotiate if the value you're giving is a lot more, or if it is market driven or there's demand for your skill, especially if you're a business analyst right now, right? The other one is why you should not move. Going to the second part, why you should move is actually specialization. If you're going to do a career strategy that's specializing, going deep in the dirty, deep and very specific to something, then you should not move. You should actually stay and learn more, because that might pay off in the future. That's a risk you might be able to take. Just be careful on which industry you are. Let's say you don't want to be in the radio industry, you don't want to be in the newspaper industry, especially things that are losing, right? You can get some transferable skills from there, but not all of the skills are. So just be careful of that when you're trying to specialize. Your skills should be transferable, right? And it's not dictated just by that, or you learn how to cross-transfer your specialization, because you'd have to brand yourself. I know it's a bit long, but I'm hoping that's helpful for you to decide if you're going to stay or if you're going to leave. And envy.